And he had this one picture, and it was of this guy who's like standing like face against the wall, legs spread, and the picture's basically of the guy's bum with his balls hanging down between his legs.
And he wanted to do
And
that
he's
as well.
like, I want to recreate this picture. And I'm like, of course you do. Like,
67-year-old balls.
So there's me, like I'm like as low as you can be, like with my camera.
Emma, Ollie, great to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
Thanks for
Tell us a little bit
having
about yourself.
Well, we're Emma and Ollie, and we are that boudoir couple. The name kind of, well, we
Gives it
were,
away.
yeah, we were originally the Belle Boudoir.
The bell.
The Belle Boudoir. Basically, had no idea what we was going to call ourselves.
We thought of a few names, but
Nothing.
they weren't given the right vibe, were they?
No, we had no idea what we was going to do, and then I think we just was desperate to launch, so we just kind of went with something that sounded a bit different to what everyone else was at the time, and then.
Well, not even different though.
Well, no,
Probably
just kind of fitting with what we were
fitting
doing.
with what we were doing. And then because we do it together, and I think we're the only couple who do this kind of photography, people kept saying, "Oh, you're that boudoir couple," and then we were like, "Oh,
worked out
that's got a
perfectly.
nice ring to it. Let's have that." So.
And then when we moved from the flat to where we are now, we was basically like, "Oh, we'll have a rebrand when we reopen," and then that's when we kind of changed everything over.
Yeah.
And that's kind of stuck, and I think we'll stick with that now.
Yeah.
It's a really difficult thing naming a business.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nightmare. What do you like? Where do you even begin?
Mate, I've got a real thing about it. Like, it's the weird, cringy company names that for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any because they'll all come from it. But I don't know. You've got to get it right, so it just rings really nicely. And that boudoir couple sounds really nice.
It's just
you know what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It does what it says on the tin, basically. That's who we are. You know what you're getting, kind of thing. So
yeah, and that's why we kind of was like, oh, that just sticks so much better than the Belle Boudoir. Like, so you just know exactly what you got.
And now you can't break up.
yeah, we're stuck.
We're getting married now, so yeah, hopefully that'll be that.
Well, we said like we neither of us would cope with dating now, so we're just going to stay together out of convenience anyway.
It's cheaper to stay together.
Yeah, as long as we've always got a 2-bed house, we'll be fine.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, exactly that.
So it is quite self-explanatory, but what is boudoir photography and what drew you into that line of photography?
I'll let you take that. Well, I suppose. Well, so boudoir for us, it's kind of like dark, moody, intimate. Yeah, it's not big bright white studio, flashing lights. It's not that at all. Like our studio is really it's really dark actually. Like my camera just like hates me every time. But it's just dark, moody, warm.
That's us though. We're like main light haters. No, main light in a house we hate.
Yeah, no, we don't do main light.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for us, and kind of the reason we got into it was.
You did it for a few friends, didn't you, who were having a bit of confidence issues.
Even when you like start off as like doing photography and you take pictures of everything, like flowers, the stars, like literally everything.
Birds.
So bird. And I think one of my friends just said to me, "Would you be up for giving this a go?" And I was like, "Well, like I've never done that before. I've no idea what it's going to look like, but like I'll take a punt at it."
Yeah.
And looking back, the results were awful, but she really liked them. And then
she cried. She felt so good about herself.
So it was like that gratification. I was like, oh, I quite like that. That was pretty cool. Did a few just on recommendations after that, and then when we got together, it was kind of like, well, I won't be doing that anymore. Like we kind of spoke about it, and we was like, like I'm not going to do that. And I completely understood what Emma's kind of wanting not to do that because it's completely exactly. And then we kind of got more serious and we were looking to buy the house and we were like, right, how can we make more money? Like, where can this money come from?
Yeah, Nolly's got this amazing skill of being a good photographer and wasn't utilising it though, was you?
And at the time, for me, I'd done weddings before because I used to work with Aaron for Ovis photography.
Yeah.
But you book so far in advance and I just wasn't ready. Like, I didn't know I was going to be in 2 years' time, let alone where I was going to be on a Sunday in 2 years' time. So I didn't want to do the weddings. I wasn't really interested in doing that. And it was actually your mum, wasn't it? And she was like, oh, why don't you try doing boudoir? And I was like, are you sure? Like, is that...
She was like, well, why don't you do it together? Because then it takes away one, the worry of it as such for me has been like, oh, Ollie's in this situation with these girls that he doesn't know, but also it's a layer of protection for the girls as well. Like they're not turning up to a, well, then 20-something-year-old person's house and it being an intimidating kind of experience.
Well, you hear so many horror stories with female models in experiences that they've had.
Yeah.
So
we've had 2 friends turn up, actually. They came when we was at the flat and they were like, is this when you're going to murder us and put us in the loft? We were like, you came to us. No, we're not going to do that.
No, the bodies are in the basement.
Exactly.
The bodies are not in the basement. For anyone watching, the bodies are not in the basement.
But it just works really well, didn't it? And we
thought we was going to do maybe 2 shoots a month, and we were like, that'll be really good and we'll be proud of that. And then by the time we were like, we're just doing this until we got enough money to move, and that would be the end of it, sort of thing. And then by the time we was ready to move, I think we was doing about 9 a month, wasn't we?
Yeah, we was everything.
And we'd built up this amazing community, and we were like, there's no way we can let this go now.
Yeah.
And then, we didn't think we was ever going to be able to do it, really, because we didn't think we was going to be able to afford a house big enough to have a designated space to shoot in.
Yeah.
And then we were really fortunate with the house that we ended up buying, and it had a double-length garage out the back.
Perfect.
So what we ended up doing was cutting the garage in half, lifting the roof, and then that's our designated studio,
which is nice. It's much better than
and it's at home, so
yeah,
it's cozier kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to be able to work, do what we do from the house.
Yeah.
If we had to travel to a studio, I think it put that barrier up and it made life a bit harder, especially considering when we shoot, it's mainly after work. So it's nice to have it at home. And
so you're both full-time working.
Yeah.
Right. Is that going to change in the future with photography or?
Never for me.
No.
I love my full-time job, so I wouldn't ever give that up. But for you,
I mean, I really enjoy what I do. I work at Men's Power Generation.
Okay, yeah.
In Twiddle, and I really like it there. And all the time that I have a job.
Do you have to say that because they may be watching?
Yeah, if any of you guys are watching, I do really like it. No, I do. I really enjoy it, and all the time I have to have a job, it will be there.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. If one day it got to a point with the boudoir and the weddings that I no longer needed to work, have an employer basically.
Yeah.
Then that would be amazing. That's everyone's goal, isn't it? It's the dream to be able to do it full time. But it's not something that I'm rushing towards. We just kind of go with the flow, really. Very much the universe will just take care of it kind of way of thinking, really.
We'll get to where we need to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Where we're meant to be in our own time.
Yeah, so not rushing towards that. But if one day that was the case, then amazing.
It's a good way of working things, right? Because a lot of people rush into something and then it fails in a year.
Yeah, we're just not in a hurry for that.
And we really enjoy it at the minute.
Yeah, we're having a really good time.
It's the side hustle as such, it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
There's no sort of stress around it or pressure on it, because it's if we don't feel like shooting next month, or we've had enough of it for a little while, we just won't release any dates for next month, sort of thing. Yeah. Or if we're no, we really want to go for this, then we'll release loads of dates for next month. So it's quite flexible, isn't it? In that way?
March for us is crazy, but then April we've only launched 2 dates because we're just we've got bits to do. We just want to chill out, really, and it's nice to be able to have that, to do that, just because we've got other stuff going on. It's hard to balance work, shooting, social life,
wedding planning.
So doing all so it's nice to be able to kind of just go, no, we need some time. We'll take April. We'll just only launch a few dates. So it's great.
How is the work dynamic with the two of you? Do you ever get on each other's tits while you're filming?
No, we're actually...
It's quite an ironic comment to say, considering... So sorry.
No, I think we're really lucky, actually. I feel really lucky. We have a really good relationship, and I feel really comfortable saying that.
Because she's right next to you.
Yeah, because she's right next to me. No, but we do. We just see eye to eye. We just say we're like one person. It's really cringe, but we do we just work really well together.
I think doing this has helped as well.
Yeah.
Because we communicate and we talk so much, because when we're planning things and talking about directions we want to take shoots in and ideas we've got, we're talking about that all the time. So I think it's just really improved our communication as well, actually.
Yeah, and it's having it together is really nice because it's like when we'll shoot when we finish work or when you finish work. So Emma will get in, we'll have some dinner, and then we're like into the studio. And no matter what's been going on that day for either of us, you kind of go into the studio and like you're there to provide a service at the end of the day. You know, you need to be kind of happy and have a good time. And even if you've had like a stressful day, you go in there and you can just separate from normal life.
Yeah.
And we've like met so many cool people.
Yeah.
Because we literally just go in there, we're chatting.
We're so nosy as well. We ask everyone 100 questions.
I think that works. It's like hairdresser talk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think, especially with what you guys do, but I think I found that I need to do stuff like that in prep.
Yeah.
To build that rapport and build that relationship, and obviously with what you guys do, it's really important that it's not like awkward silence.
Yeah,
I mean, some of the stuff that people tell you, like we love it. We love it.
The irony though is that we're such introverted people.
Really?
Like we hate leaving our house. Like we just want to be indoors. With the cats, like that's what we like doing.
And it might sound like we're lying because we're sitting here on camera in a podcast, but this is literally
we've actually
been nervous.
We've got the cats behind behind scenes.
On our way here, we're like, oh my god, like what the fuck have we done? Like we're going to be on camera. People are going to hear our voices. Yeah, we're really introverted. So yeah, for us, it's
good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, you photograph everyone else laid bare, so it's time for.
Yeah, it's our turn.
For you too. Yeah. We're not going to strip on.
No, we won't strip. No, we won't strip.
That's a different podcast.
He'll go put his thong on.
I did take my clothes off during one shoot, and that was our first ever summer party because we had a water slide.
Yeah.
Obviously. So I went down the water slide.
Topless.
Yeah. And
you had like 30 girls cheering for you, didn't you?
It was the most naked I've ever been in a shoot. The rest of the time I'm strictly clothed all the time. Yeah, all the time.
Good for people to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, I'm not will I be naked during the shoot.
Emma will be there just to
making sure he keeps
make sure the pants stay on. So how do people like discover you and get the confidence to send you that message?
It's all Instagram based, in all honesty. We were really lucky when we started out that we shot with a few girls who go to Athena Fitness. It's like pole and aerial fitness. Okay, yeah. So obviously for pole fitness, you can't be wearing loads of clothes anyway because you won't grip to the pole. They'll just slide right off. So they were quite confident with having less clothing on. So they came to us. And then once one of them come for a shoot, then they all kind of spoke about it. Yeah, because they're a really close knit community. And then it's just been word of mouth. It was, I think we shot, for the first year probably. It was only recommendations really.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Athena because without you guys, we would be nowhere. Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit mad really. Yeah, we shot with, a couple of the girls, like one of the instructors, and it just like blew up. We wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah.
We was overwhelmed at first. We were like, bloody hell, like just it was just crazy. And then we kind of just like caught up and we're shooting through them. Like to be fair, it's balancing out now. I think, especially with the way Instagram is and how like today, like literally the amount of people that it's showing our story to, it's harder now to reach people through Instagram. So it's all word of mouth and Google now. So we are seeing a lot more coming through the website.
Yeah.
We have had quite a few recommendations actually. People on Facebook, like wedding pages, people have asked for recommendations of boudoir photographers as a wedding gift.
Yeah.
And then we've had people recommend us through that way.
Yeah, I've had quite a few of those.
But a lot more people are just kind of Googling boudoir photography now.
But how they...
Me too.
Yeah. But how they...
Usually when Shanice is out there.
Yeah, when she's not there. Yeah, how they get the courage to message, I don't know. And we'll say to anyone, like, hats off to you for messaging us because we wouldn't do it.
No.
We're such hypocrites.
Yeah.
Well, you find that a lot of people that are taking photos don't want to be on, like we've spoken about this already. I hate being on camera.
Yeah.
So
we're exactly the same. Like anyone points a camera at us, we're like mega awkward. So we like salute anyone who comes to us, and we tell them that during the shoot, like, you're so brave for even sending that message because it must be so daunting.
But we find people as well on our Instagram will be following us for years. And then they'll book a shoot. They'll be following us for like 2 years.
Just building that courage, right? I mean,
yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone who's sitting there really desperate to book a boudoir shoot, but they're too insecure to pull the trigger, or they feel too insecure to.
First bit of advice would say read our reviews.
Yeah.
Because it's all people saying how nervous they were when they walked through the door, and then how good they feel when they left.
Yeah.
And
we've said to so many people, we wish we could bottle that feeling for you.
Of when they're leaving.
Yeah.
Like when they're like, oh my God, that was the best thing ever. I had so much fun.
I felt so relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, people come in and for maybe the first 15 minutes of when we get into the studio, they're nervous and you can see that they're tense.
Yeah.
And then something just sort of switches and they relax and they're like, I've forgotten I'm in my underwear. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I
think it's weird going to like the sports masseuse and like I'll take my pants off and he's massaging my back. I'm like,
I know.
It's weird.
But I think the way we kind of structure it is I demonstrate all the poses.
Yeah.
Which people find hilarious, and I think it's a good icebreaker because I'm there, like like bent back, like doing all this stuff, and then
freeze frame that.
Yeah, there we go. And then I think that like instantly puts people like that takes them like by surprise, and they're like, oh, actually, Ollie's pretty chill, Emma's pretty chill, like this is gonna be fine.
Yeah,
they find it funny that I'm doing all that stuff.
I think it's just showing people that you're human as well. Like there's normal people that are just trying to create awesomeness for other people.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I'd say to people as well, don't compare yourselves to the pictures that you see on Instagram, because people will say, I don't look like that. Well, those girls have also said that, who have been in those poses. It's the right angle, it's the right lighting, it's the right pose.
Yeah.
And people are always surprised, like, we'll show them the back of the camera when we're halfway through shooting. They'll go, that's not me. And we're like, yeah. We didn't just shimmy someone else in and like replace you with them. That is you.
I always say to couples that I will see you, like for you two, if I was filming your wedding and you don't like being on camera, I see you different than you see you.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously you're going to look in the mirror and just see how like you're like, whatever, like that's me. But I'm seeing you in a totally different light, and I will create you in motion in a totally different way than what you would.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys are doing the same, and
like people don't like they see the pictures and they just can't believe it's them.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of it where people seem to think that the girls on our Instagram are models, and they're not. Like everyone on our Instagram is just a normal person who came and had a shoot, and they like their pictures so much that they was like, yeah, do you know what? Like, feel free to post them because I feel really good about how I look. And that's like everyone that comes is like that. Like everyone leaves feeling better.
That's a reservation some people have as well, that I think they think that we're gonna post their pictures,
right?
And we don't. Like,
no,
it's only if people feel comfortable to say, you can post our pictures. We'd never post anyone's pictures without their permission.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big thing, isn't it?
A lot of people ask that.
Yeah.
Are you going to post my pictures?
Are you going to post my picture? I don't really want them being shared. And we're like, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then they come and then they're like, yeah, I want to do the nude shoots. And yeah, you can post them on Instagram.
So you do like fully nude shoots as well as boudoir? Or...
Yes, we basically work. So our shot list is kind of like just warms you up the whole way through. So the first few, like all the poses are very kind of like conservative. Or to be fair, most of our shots are conservative. Like, yeah, there's nothing
front on or anything.
No, it's not like that. Like everything's classy.
Yeah.
It just kind of warms you up. Like as you go through, like you'll be bending more and moving more. But the first few are just really kind of like chill, very stationary poses. Yeah. And at the end, we basically give people the option. We've got like a section of nude shots that we do, and we'll say to them, "Do you want to do them? Like it's entirely up to you. If they do, then great. If they don't, then fine. It's entirely up to them." We always say to everyone, like, "This is your shoot. Like you're here to take from it what you want to take from it. And if they don't want to do that, then that's up to them. It's their shoot. Yeah. It's for them. So it's
good to have the option there for them, just in case like they don't want to walk away and feel
it is
I should have done that or I missed out.
No.
On it.
Yeah. It's surprising actually, because you'll get girls like you get a vibe for someone when they come through and you kind of think, oh, like they sit on the sofa and they look immediately confident and they're like, okay, they're gonna smash this. And then they're the ones that are like, no, I'm not going to do the nude shoot.
Yeah.
And then you get the girls who just sit there and they're really quiet.
Well, they'll cry at the beginning. We've had people come and cry before they've started because they're so nervous.
Like, do you want a gin?
Yeah, we give them gin. That normally helps.
I had a little cry in a gym before.
Yeah, there you go. But it's not the shy ones, and they like, do you want to do the nude shots? And they're like, yeah, I love it. And I'm like, okay, that's surprising.
I think you get that a lot as well, though, because I've done over 150 weddings, and rarely get a couple that are really, really good on camera.
Yeah.
But they're all good on camera, but they just need it brought out of them.
Yeah.
By that, I mean, like, they're either been on camera before, they're used to being on camera, so they just love when a camera is there.
Yeah.
And then you say, like, oh, we've got a sunset, or we're going to do something a bit funky. And they go, oh, I just want to drink.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it's the people that, like, they're really shy and reserved, and they're up for anything.
They're enjoying it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're like, yes, this is what we need.
Yeah, I bet because they wouldn't normally get that otherwise, would they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I dread to think what we're going to be like.
Oh, and our
So
wedding.
awkward. So
If anyone can get a natural picture of us on our wedding, like, they deserve
Yeah.
an award or something
Yeah.
because we're going to be so awkward.
Would you ever do a boudoir shoot yourself?
No.
No.
Even if it was you guys taking the photos?
Oh, that would be different, yeah, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't be going anywhere, so no.
Yeah.
I suppose
No.
it is a good thing. If like, so do you both do the photos, or is it you do photos, you do?
At our group shoots, we both do the photography, but in the studio, on
Yeah.
these shoots, I'm like,
Director.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a tablet that's got like our shot list on there, and we work through it, and I will sort of choose poses depending on if we think that pose is going to
Gonna work.
work for
Yeah.
it, because obviously all bodies are different.
Yeah.
People have got different insecurities as well, so some people will be like, I don't want any with my stomach in, for example, so we can work around that.
And outfits as well. Like
Yeah, different outfits working better for different poses and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so I sort of direct,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
then you're taking the pictures.
The plan was originally for me to do the photos, Emma to demonstrate poses and kind of run the shoot. But yeah, it just worked so well that I was demonstrating the poses. Like that was received really well. So then I just stuck with that. And actually, like we've got it
I
down
think
to a
that's
T,
shock
really.
factor.
Yeah.
They like it's,
Well, they wouldn't
yeah.
expect you to be doing the posing and
No.
demonstrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that shock factor really, like,
People find it
I would
funny.
feel a lot more relaxed.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's less
And for-
intimidating with a guy, isn't it, sort of thing?
Yeah, because they just find it funny.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm so used to it now. I think when I first did it, I probably felt really awkward
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm sticking my bum in right in the air in front of this girl. But yeah, now we've done over like
Oh, they enjoy it. I think for some of them, it's the highlight of the shoot.
yeah.
They all say, oh, we should do a shoot with just Ollie doing all the poses.
I mean, I got a freebie just
We
there.
should. Yeah,
I
did,
I
did
might
that
just
part,
book just to come and see the rest. I'll get
It's
me David
funny.
Beckham's on.
He's good,
Yeah.
and the more we shoot, the more flexible he gets as well. Then it gets fun.
Famous.
Yeah. Well,
That's why you're married.
Yeah.
Exactly.
After April, we're not shooting that much. I'll be all rigid,
You'll be all stiff,
and then
won't
we'll
you?
get into like May, and I'll just be bendy again.
Yeah.
Bendy.
Yeah. It's
So,
funny.
have there ever been any funny or unexpected things to happen on a shoot?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
We've had so
So
many
many
funny
things.
things. My favourite,
Anyone like fart mid shoot?
No.
well, no, we haven't had a fart yet,
No,
actually.
we actually haven't. Which is surprising because some of the poses are like bendy. But
My favourite shoot memory of all time, it was when we was at the flat, so it was ages ago.
is it the shorts?
It's the shorts, yeah.
Oh, no.
And Ollie's got had these pair of
don't have
denim
them anymore.
shorts that he loved for shooting in, because they were jean shorts, but they were stretchy, they were comfy. Anyway, we do this one pose where you're sort of like crawling onto the bed, and as he bent down to crawl, his shorts just
Like full like arse. Like so the woman's standing behind me.
stood
And
right
I'm
on.
like
no.
crawling onto the bed with like bum, like back arch,
So
bum in
she's
the
sort
air.
of right down
and she-
mainstream.
But the
just-
best thing was,
But the best.
she went, oh, if I'd have known it'd been like this, I'd have brought my flogger with me.
I was so embarrassed, like so embarrassed. And we were like relatively new to shooting then. It was probably like first 10 shoots. And yeah, my arse just straight
there.
out. And I was like absolutely
And
horrified.
you were so gutted because they were your favourite shorts.
They were
to
so
shoot in.
comfy. Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
stretchy denim shorts.
It's not the dead bodies people have got to worry about.
No, it's not. It's
Solly's
yeah,
bumhole.
it's my arse like straight out on
There you
camera.
go, what a treat.
But to be fair,
I mean,
like,
if that's not a reason to book you guys.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, what is.
What is?
We always say that we feel really lucky to do shoots because we get to meet so many cool people, and there's so many. I mean, we've had so many funny experiences, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to like think of other bits. We had one couple. They won't mind me saying this. They were really, really cool. So we do vouchers, gift vouchers, and we got this voucher come through, and they were like, "Oh, I want to buy it for my friends." Like it's one of our first couple shoots. I was like, "Oh, okay. Like, just need some details." They were like, "Okay, well, yeah, they're married. They're married. This is for their like, I can't remember what it was, like their 40th wedding anniversary." And I'm like, "Oh, how old are these people?" And they're like, "Oh, they're 67." I'm like, okay, like, yeah, no worries. Like, do they know like what they're signing up for? Like, yeah, okay, yeah,
well, we're
perfect.
like emailing though, and then like in the whole email, they're like, "Oh, we're looking
This
forward
is
to
this is
getting
before.
some."
So this is when I was talking to the people who are doing the gift, and then then they message and they're like,
"Oh, we're looking forward to having some nice portraits of us
and
together."
I'm thinking,
like,
do you?
do
So I
you
had
know
to
what
like,
you've been bought?
yeah, I literally said to them like, do you know what you're coming for? Like, do you know what kind of shoot this is? And they're like, yeah, like we've looked on your website, like we know what it's gonna be. And I was like, oh fucking hell, this is gonna be like, I don't know what this is gonna be like. So they turn up.
They don't know what website they've been sent.
They were the coolest people.
They were the most amazing couple ever.
So
they were incredible.
Yeah, they were really, really cool. We absolutely loved them. And they were very, very confident. They do like nudist holidays and all stuff like this. So they were immediately like, no problem at all. They're super chill. But the guy wanted in their downstairs bathroom, it's covered, like decorated with pictures of like nude people, like artistic like pictures basically. And he had this one picture, and it was of this guy who's like standing like face against the wall, legs spread, and the picture's basically of the guy's bum with his balls hanging down between his legs.
And he wanted to do
and
that
he's
as well.
like, I want to recreate this picture. And I'm like, of course you do. Like,
67-year-old balls.
So there's me, like I'm like as low as you can be, like with my camera.
With your jean shorts
and
on.
Emma's like, go on, Ollie, get lower. I'm like getting right down like this. And like, just like full
But they
view.
were great. That
They were
couple, they were
hilarious.
wonderful.
Yeah, we loved them.
Brilliant.
Yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah.
But there's just infinite like stories like that where you meet these unsuspecting people and you learn about them, and it's mad how much you can get to know someone in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like our shoot time. We've got people that we've done shoots with who are like coming to our wedding.
Yeah.
Like
we've made like friends for life.
Yeah, friends for life with some people.
Yeah,
like it's really
it's so
lucky.
nice being able to like build actual relationships off of these jobs. Like I did a wedding a couple of years ago for two fellas, Tom and Tony, and we've stayed really good friends. Like we go out and do escape rooms. And
nice.
I'm trying to get them on the podcast, but Tom won't come on. So I've got some convincing to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to stitch them up though and get them a boudoir shoot.
Oh mate, we're all
send
for
them our
that.
way.
They're going to absolutely love it though.
Send them
They will absolutely love it. It's not even going to be a stitch up, but I know we'll get a Christmas card or something with them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what that couple did. They sent pictures out to all their friends.
So all the friends that have chipped in to get them,
They
got their
sent
pictures,
they got their naked pictures back, which is funny.
Well, if they watch this, I'm going to get that shot.
Yeah. They'll probably send it to you. They're very confident. They were awesome.
They were a brilliant couple. They're amazing.
So what advice would you give to brides or grooms that are potentially considering that as a pre-wedding shoot?
I mean, for me, so boudoir actually came from weddings. So it originated, I think it was like
the 1920s.
I was going to say the 20s, and so basically brides.
So you guys have done your research on like this.
I don't know how we know that. I think we've just googled it.
Research,
But so basically brides would get pictures done, get them developed, and then they'd be handed to the groom the night before the wedding, just as a here's what you're getting kind of thing. So that's where like boudoir actually originated from. So for us, when we get bridal like boudoir sessions, it's always we love a bridal session anyway because they're fun, they're different. I think like August last year, like wedding season, we only did bridal. It was all bridal. The one bit of advice I'd give any bride or groom if you're booking it for your bride, don't leave it until 2 weeks before your wedding to book a bridal boudoir shoot, because we won't fit you in, and it's so frustrating.
It's hard to turn people away, isn't it? They're like, oh, I'm getting married in a month, even a month. They're like, I'm getting married in a month. Can you fit me in? And we're like, no.
Oh, no.
No, we can't. And they're like, oh.
It's the same with everything with weddings, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be
availability is nuts.
Yeah,
especially if
and as well, because it's not even just getting us to do the shoot. Most of the time, if people are coming for a bridal shoot, they want to get the pictures turned into an album as well.
Which takes time.
Because if you're getting them sent off and then you're waiting for it to come back, so leaving it a month before is just not enough time.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't tend to launch, we only launch our dates a couple of months in advance. So at the moment, we've just booked April.
Okay.
And we're obviously beginning of, what are we? March.
Beginning of March. Yeah.
I don't even know when it is.
I don't know when it
Since
is.
I left
I'm so
school,
confused.
I don't know what the date.
Yeah, I don't
Since
know
I
what
had to stop writing the date in the top right corner, I don't know.
So yeah, we won't be launching May for like a couple of weeks. So we're not booking that far in advance, and that's because of we both work and we value social time and family time, and we wait to basically see what we're doing for those months before we launch dates. But
that being said, if you have got a wedding coming up,
we'll fit you in.
like still get in touch, and we'll make a note of it somewhere, and we'll kind of make sure you get the date that you need to if you do want to do it as a wedding present.
But I think we've not been a victim of our own success, because it's not, I know what it is at all, but we're fully booked, and then I've got a waiting list for May. My waiting list for May is longer than, there's more people on it than the amount of dates that I know I'm going to be able to launch for May.
Yeah.
So then it's really hard when you kind of get couples or a bride that needs it, because you're battling, and we'll end up cutting stuff, which we don't mind at all. But the more notice we have, the better, because we're going to have to find you a better slot that works for you, and it just works better all round. So yeah, more than a couple of months. Don't leave it last minute.
It's not a crazy rush though, is it? Really? So if people are getting married next year, they know that they can go, right, well, I actually want to do that, so we'll get in touch now. Maybe you'll touch base.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If not, they've got time to plan and prepare for that.
Yeah, we had a inquiry a couple of days ago. She's getting married in October. Perfect.
Yeah.
Loads of time. Like, lovely. Put you on our mail list for like June, July. Do the shoot. Gives you plenty of time to find somewhere to put your album printed, get it printed, and have it ready to kind of go. But equally, like, if you message 2 weeks before, then we'll probably make it work. So just
I always say that as well, because like you just never know what date is going to be free.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's always worth checking, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So why do you think people get boudoir shoots? Do you think it's just an instant gratification thing, or a long, like, see how you used to look in 30, 40 years time thing?
There's quite a few different reasons.
So many different reasons.
Lots of people wait for an excuse to come for a boudoir shoot, so they'll do it as for like a wedding present.
Yeah.
Or they'll have a big birthday coming up, like a 30th, 40th or whatever. Some people do it if they're getting divorced, and it's a big middle finger.
Yeah.
To get a boudoir
I can see
shoot
that.
done.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people just say, a lot of people have like lost weight and then want to come and celebrate their new bodies.
Yeah.
Some people have had babies and then want to adapt to their new body.
Or are planning to have babies.
Yeah.
They
But
obviously body evolves, body changes.
Exactly. People come for bump shoots as well.
My favourite reason recently, in the last year or so, is basically, I don't know if you've seen it, there's a programme called Schitt's Creek.
I've heard of it, I've not seen it.
It's hilarious, but there's a character called Myra Rose in it, and basically one of the episodes, she has her like nudes from when she was younger leaked. She's like, I don't know, how old is she, in her 60s?
Yeah.
And she basically says to her daughter,
she's like, don't be embarrassed about it.
Yeah, don't be embarrassed. Take as many pictures as you can naked now.
Because your body's never going to look this good again.
Yeah.
And after that came out, we had like quite a few bookings where we're like, oh, so why did you book? And they're like, well, I was watching Schitt's Creek and Myra Rose told me to take pictures of myself naked. And like, here I am. And that's my favourite reason.
I think it's a great reason to do it. I mean, if I could have thought of this 10 years ago when I didn't have the security guard body, it would have been a great thing to do.
I think a lot of people look for an excuse though.
People want to do it. Like especially people where their friends have been, like they see that and they see the kind of gratification they're getting from it. And they're seeing their friends like, oh, actually, like, I'm looking at my body in a different way now. Like the amount of messages we get, they're like, oh my God, I'm wearing like crop tops for the first time, or I've been naked in front of my boyfriend for the first time in like 2 years. Like we get so many of those messages because people just feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
And then their friends see that, and then they want to come, and it's just finding that reason to come.
Yeah.
There's so many different reasons.
So I think they're all great reasons. I just think like you said, if people are just thinking about doing it, just do it.
Yeah.
Like, well, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see myself naked, so you probably won't see me anytime soon. I'll be totally honest, but It's nothing against you guys.
No,
No, I take it personally.
I mean, if I get myself back in the gym and I start looking a bit better, maybe I'll give you a
Couple
No,
shoot.
you don't need to get in the gym though. This is what we tell everyone. You don't need to get in the gym.
Yeah.
Come and celebrate your body how it is.
How it is.
I'm all right.
All
Yeah.
bodies are boudoir bodies.
Well, we don't
Fair
do
enough.
male only shoots at the moment anyway, so you're safe for now.
Yeah,
We won't try and poach you.
There's my excuse.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll come to you if we need a test model. Eh?
Yeah.
Sold. I won't allow you to use the phone. So are you seeing any trends with boudoir shoots at the minute? I've seen one recently. Have you seen where they give them the Polaroids of the bride in the morning? Like they're risque Polaroids.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so we have. So Ollie's getting back into wedding photography as well. And he was fortunate enough that we did a boudoir session with someone, a friend.
It's not so much a trend, it's just a funny story.
Oh, yeah. And then he photographed their wedding as well.
So we did the boudoir shoot, and then I got to do the wedding.
Yeah.
And then, so the bride was like, will you give the album to the groom? And I was like, yeah, right,
Like
no
on the
worries.
morning of
Yeah, off the
wedding.
morning of the wedding. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So I like go over, it was at Ferry House Inn. So she was
Yeah.
up in the top house. And so I come down to like the main part.
Yeah.
And he's there.
He's like a big guy, like a big, like 6
Big,
foot,
like
muscle
big
guy.
American guy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like giving him I gave him like this box that she'd given me. So he pulls out like a pair of boxers that were like property of the bride, and then he pulls out the album and he's like flicking through it, and there's like no facial expression, like nothing at all. Like I'm not getting anything from this guy. And then he just looks at me and he's like, "Did you take these pictures?" And I was like,
livid that you've seen his.
I'm like,
I'm not sure what the right
yeah.
answer
So
is.
I was like, yeah, and he was like, "They're brilliant." I was like, "Oh, thank Christ for that! Thank Christ." But yeah, that was quite funny. But in terms of
Not so much trend.
not so much trends, I think what we do is we're not like set, like we're kind of constantly experimenting, doing different bits. But what you see on the Instagram is what you're going to get if you come to a shoot with us.
Yeah.
People know what they're going to get.
Unless you've got a specific idea.
Yeah, if it's something
we're happy
randomly.
to run with it.
Yeah, exactly. But in terms of trends, I think where it's such a historic type of photography, we just kind of tend to, especially with people that are like
Yeah.
clients that are just coming for that experience, we tend to just to deliver that. The Polaroids you can do, and I have seen that is quite fun.
Yeah.
The idea of kind of.
I just think
giving
the
them one at a time.
reaction's really, really funny.
Yeah.
Like, and again, shock factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Especially if if your partner's not that way inclined. Like,
Yeah.
or, like seems like
Yeah.
not that way inclined.
People will have their bridesmaids deliver pictures
Yeah.
That album,
throughout the
yeah.
well, even one picture at a time
So,
throughout the day, won't they?
Yeah.
The last one we did, I
Like
think.
drip feed
they
them.
said
to
I'd be
the
too
groom.
worried who I'm around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's
Yeah.
part of the fun.
My
though,
friends
isn't
are
it?
nosy.
Yeah.
I'd be
That was
afraid
the
I'd
worry.
take my jacket off and put it down and they'd fall out or something in front of my nan.
Yeah. You know, and just sees your missus's bum, like,
It's better than seeing my
it's
bum.
better than sitting my
There
bum,
you
yeah.
So talk to us about we've gone over it a bit anyway, but talk us about how you approach a shoot and making people feel as comfortable as you can in their own skin.
So I think it starts right from the beginning when people first inquire with us. We have like a relationship over, mostly it's Instagram messaging that we talk to, and people will message asking for advice on what kind of outfits they should bring. They'll send pictures of their outfits and say, which one do you think I should go for? Ask for the hints and tips and tricks and all the rest of it beforehand.
Yeah.
So we've kind of built a relationship before they've even come to us. And then when they come into the house, we just spend a good half hour, an hour, sometimes longer, just chatting to them,
Yeah.
getting to know them. And it's not even about the shoot and what's going to happen. It's like,
It's normally like cats.
it's normally about cats, because
It's
our
about
cats
cats.
will always come and have a sniff and
Yeah.
Yeah.
try and climb in someone's bag. And
Yeah. They're a good icebreaker.
they are a good
But
icebreaker.
yeah, I think that relationship prior to the shoot is really important.
Yeah.
And we'll always, like, we literally have it in our Instagram bio, like, we're like an online hype team. Like, yeah, we do boudoir photography, but at the same time, if you follow us, we will follow you back.
Yeah.
And we will tell you how good your bum looks in everything that you post. Like, we're just an online hype team.
But we'll talk about what you did last weekend as well, because
Yeah.
we've watched it on your Instagram
Yeah.
stories, sort of thing. So
Yeah, it's really important to us to have that community, and I think that's something we've been really lucky with. That even when we do our big group shoots, like over the summer and stuff like that, like the girls that come, like they've never met each other before.
Yeah.
And they're like cheering each other on. So that sense of community and that relationship building is like really important to us. So like ideally when people come into us, like we've had conversations with them, like 9 times out of 10 there's people been following us for a long time.
Yeah.
And we spoke to them about all sorts of different bits and bobs before. So I think that helps a lot.
Equally though, I think it helps that we do it together as well, because if sometimes someone comes and they are nervous, and they're not as relaxed to start with, so they're a bit quieter and not as chatty, we sort of just bounce between ourselves sort of thing, and
like you get the odd
helps
shoot.
people to relax, and then by the end of it, it's like we're just catching up with mates by the end of a shoot. To be honest, we just chat the whole time.
You do get the odd one, don't you, where they're like every now and again someone just can't get past their anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's very few and far between. And to be honest, like they're always the ones that go, "Oh, I had the best time," and you're like, Did you? You sure?
Yeah.
So they'll just be quiet, but that might just be there because they're quiet people.
Yeah.
But if you get someone who's particularly quiet, then we're normally just chat so much crap between ourselves anyway. We just sit there and talk to each other while we're shooting.
Yeah.
With them as well.
With them
not
as
just
well.
each
Not
other.
just ignore you. Like
just ignore you on that.
But if they're not particularly chatty, then like, having Emma there, and we just kind of back and forth all the time anyway, aren't we? And then we'd get out the names of the poses, and we'd tell them why their pose is called this and why their pose is called that. All our poses have got names.
That you've named yourself? Or
that we've named ourselves. So we've
got one that we call the Leona Lewis pose, because when we found it, the model really looked like Leona Lewis.
Okay.
And so we're like, okay, we're going to do the Leona Lewis pose now. And they're like, what?
Yeah. The sexy pose, the Zoe pose, the Victoria pose.
And as well, girls will come and they'll just move in a certain way, and we'll be like, stop, you look really, really good. And then we'll name a pose after them.
Oh, that's
and they're like, we've made it. We've got
They're in the shot list.
You're like a sandwich menu.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You should have like a chalkboard wall with like
all
there.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
People can vote, like a whole leaderboard system.
Yeah.
You made me think. Actually, we said, because the amount of people that come, and underwear for whatever reason always has massive labels in. I don't know why they do it, because it stands out. And so we're always cutting labels out for people, and we said we should have kept all the labels that we've cut out over the years, but that made me think.
You're gonna get a jar.
Like when you go into a Spanish bar and there's like euros or money around from all over the world, just do that around
like different labels.
Yeah, that's what we said. Keep the labels.
They're massive. It's unnecessary.
I don't know why they do it. They're always completely different colours to the underwear. But anyway, that's a tangent. Sorry.
It's fine.
This is what we do. We just chat, and then. The time just goes, doesn't it?
Like, we stopped talking about wedding podcasts. We start talking about cats.
Yeah.
We did it on Robin's episode, and we just started talking about pizza for ages.
Yeah. That's what we do.
I saw about your disappointing pizza the other day. It was too greasy.
It was horrible.
That is disappointing.
Yeah, it was a real waste of money.
Farmhouse pizza, it's the place to go.
It is. Yeah, it's a good one, that one.
We can't go off on a pinch of tangent.
Sorry.
And until Domino's are willing to sponsor an episode. So you mentioned about like people bringing outfits. Is there anything that people have brought that's a bit out there, a bit wild, a bit different?
Oh.
Any weird props that they've brought?
We've had a 6-foot-long whip come one time.
That was
just 6 foot.
It was. This thing was enormous. Like people will bring like props, like whips, paddles, ball gags, handcuffs, silk ties. We've had someone quite recently actually bought this giant
martini
glass that they sat in.
Okay.
Which was incredible.
They came all the way from the
Isle of Wight
over there.
Yeah.
And they bought this thing over on the ferry to get to us.
I really underestimated how heavy it was when I saw it in the back of the car. And I picked this thing up, and honestly, I was like, this is a 2-man job. And it was in 3 different bits. And I was like, bloody hell. And I'm trying to carry it through.
Is it glass?
Right, so you've got like this. Well, actually, it's 4 bits. So you've got like the base, which is obviously incredibly heavy because it's got to stabilise it. Yeah. You've got like the main, like the stem, and then this like metal cage, which is obviously the base of the glass, and then this giant like inch thick perspex dome that sits in it as the glass. It was so heavy, but it was incredible, and they were a really cool couple actually, weren't they?
Yeah,
they were really cool. But it was like that was a random one.
That's a hell of a prop to bring to someone's house.
Well, they messaged and they said like, can we bring this thing? And I was like, well, our studio's not massive. Like we always say, our studio is small but mighty. It's probably quite a similar size to the space you've got here.
Yeah,
a bit shorter, but
but it's the way we use it we just use it effectively with mirrors and stuff like that. So I was like, how big is this thing? And she's like, oh, it's about 1.5 meters tall. Like, I'm going to need like steps to get into it and stuff like this. And I'm like, fine, like go for it. Like, we're pretty much up for anything. Like, if anyone's like any ideas that people have got, if we can get it through the door, we'll run with it. So it turned out this thing was massive. So that's quite an interesting prop. But yeah, the whip was big.
The cats have been in pictures.
Yeah.
Your cat.
Yeah. Someone used Winston, our black cat, as
too many jokes
as
there.
a bra. Yeah, she picked him up as a bra. That was interesting.
Yeah, she held him.
Yeah. My favourite thing with props is when people bring like ties and handcuffs and ball gags, because Emma is a girl of comfort. So most of the time we're shooting, there's tracksuit bottoms, there are big jumpers, if not pajamas. Like it's comfy. Like you're a comfy vibe.
And I always get cold.
And you always get cold, so it's always a big, thick, comfy thing. And I absolutely love taking pictures of Emma in these giant, cozy outfits, putting a girl who's wearing virtually nothing in a hog tie. It's hilarious. Like the juxtaposition, it just makes me laugh so much.
Two types of girl.
There's two types of girl. Yeah.
Interesting BTS.
Yeah. They're my favourite kind of props, because just for those moments when Emma's like, doing the ball gag up in a onesie.
I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, do it tighter. I'm like, okay.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
What a strange day at the office.
Yeah. But again, that's just like one of the many reasons why.
So fun. It keeps it fresh.
And for us, like, because like we said earlier, about we are like, we might not seem it because we're here and we're chatting, we'll forget about the cameras, but we're really introverted.
Yeah.
So if we didn't do this, our lives would look so different to this. Like, we would just go to work and we'd sit indoors of an evening and we'd be like TV couple. We'd probably watch TV like normal people. So to be able to like do this cool stuff, like
these cool people,
it's like, it blows our minds. Like, we have met so many people and done so many cool things.
Yeah.
Just off the back of the Boudoir, and we feel so lucky. Like the other day, we were shooting a cabaret show with the like Dollhouse Cabaret.
I think I saw that. Yeah,
like, those girls are awesome.
Yeah,
like, they're next level. Like, they're so cool, and we wouldn't know them if it wasn't for the Boudoir. So, we always just say how lucky we are.
Yeah,
and how random it is. Like, we'll be in a field like with someone like wearing one of these bizarre outfits, taking pictures, and you're like, our life is so weird. Like, it's we're just really lucky.
Yeah,
it's like it's really random.
It's fun how life works out, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, and the stuff that you guys are producing is next level. Like, I put that really cool one of the moon in the background to the story, and it's one of the coolest things I've seen in boudoir photography.
Yeah.
And the stuff, like the other stuff that you guys are putting out, is just awesome.
I think for us, it's just like, it's my creative outlet, really.
Yeah.
Like, you love it, and I think for me, it's really good that Emma enjoys it. Yeah. It was a gamble when we first started, like whether you was going to love it or not. But as soon as we did a few shoots, you're like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm really lucky that we get to do this together. But for me, like, if we don't shoot, like, I know April, like, we've got loads of stuff planned, which is why we're not shooting loads. But it'll get to the end of April and I'll be like,
you'll feel frustrated.
Yeah, I'll be frustrated because I'm not shooting.
Creative.
And it's not even boudoir. It's like anything we do, like, I just have to be out with a camera.
Yeah.
So for us, like, when someone comes to us with one of these ideas, like Jess, who we did that shoot with, the red shoot, she kind of sent us an idea, and I'd already saved the picture that she sent me as an idea that I wanted to do.
Perfect.
So as soon as she sent it, I was like, yes, we have to make this happen.
Ironically, stars align.
Yeah, exactly. So we knew straight away that we wanted to do that. And I'm really, like, Photoshop's not my jam. Like, we don't, there's no heavy editing with our pictures. Like, we color grade and we spot heal, and that's it. Like, I'm not fucking you in, I'm not pulling you out, like, I'm not giving you a good job.
Object,
like,
right?
It's not about that. Yeah, it's about you, how you are. So when I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna have to do some Photoshop now, like, I'm like sweating, like, how am I gonna do this? But you learn, like, you just and that, for me, that's,
I don't think Photoshop is a cheat code or anything. I think it's another creative outlet. I know people have like, certain photographers have their opinions on Photoshops and creating something that isn't there, but it's art.
Yeah.
Either way, like, it's a painter and a canvas.
Yeah.
There was nothing on that
exactly.
canvas before. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And ultimately,
so
like, I couldn't produce a blood red moon with completely red light in a natural environment, so had to Photoshop that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just and learning that, like, I get it's just another creative outlet, and it was it's really enjoyable to do shoots like that.
Sorry.
That's all right. We're not.
So are there any misconceptions about boudoir photography?
Massive. So many. We'd literally be here all night if we went through them all.
People think it's sexy. Like, they think that they're gonna come, and
that's the biggest thing. People think it's this sexy, intimate thing. And even like I had a bit of that misconception when before we started doing it. Our friends and family all thought it was something a bit different to what it actually is. I think a lot of people's experience of it is you'll see it in films and there'll be a photographer and this like beautiful
one of your
woman.
French girls, Jack. Like, they think it's
and they'll be like staring at each other through the camera and then just start ripping clothes. No, it's not that. You'll be sweaty, it aches, it hurts, you'll get cramp. Shorts will split.
It's not sexy. Like, it's a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. And I think people think that they need to go and be sexy, and it's not really that at all.
It's just about being yourself.
Yeah.
And people think as well that they need to know how to pose. If you come to us, you don't. Like, we'll literally pose you down and
like, I will
your
move your
toes.
foot so that it looks right in the picture, and Emma will be tucking your label into your bra and moving your hair out of the way, and like
that's your job, right? As
Yeah.
photographers, and it's different to what I do because we're like weddings and stuff. You want it to be as natural as you can.
Yeah.
But with what you're doing, it's a proper photo shoot where you need to be a bit more direct in. And, because then you're going to get the best out of your shoot and for the.
Yeah, like for each pose, we're posing you from your head to your toes.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing about you that, like, to be fair, like, you get some girls and
they compose.
They just start doing all this stuff, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, like, we'll run with that. But for most people that have never been in front of the camera before, that's not natural.
No.
It doesn't feel natural to do that.
It doesn't feel good. We had someone come before, and she was like, "No, this doesn't feel right." We're like, "No, you've really got to push your bum out," because we're making shape, basically.
Yeah.
That's the point of it, isn't it? We're like, "Push your bum out, do this, do that," and she's like, "No, no, no, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right." And in the end, Ollie was like, "Just hear me out. Like, you pose, do this pose how you feels comfortable, and I'll take a picture, and then do the pose how we're telling you and how it feels a little bit bizarre, and then look." And she was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. It looks so much better."
like, "Oh
and
my
then from
God."
that point on,
Her bum's like,
she's like out
Yeah.
and doing literally everything that we
It's
that we
because
asked.
it's not natural to people, right?
No,
No.
it feels odd.
It's not natural being on camera for a lot of
No.
people. So as soon as they see that,
Yeah.
like my biggest hurdle in getting work is grooms.
yeah.
Grooms don't want to be. Grooms don't care,
No.
to be
No, they
honest.
don't
I
wanna
feel
be
that,
here.
yeah.
Most of them, like, some of them, a lot of them are really, really good, but they're always the first to message me and say how good it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, it's that, like, I'm seeing you different to you, so just trust the process and
Yeah.
Yeah.
just do as you fucking
It's the same
told.
with our couple shoots, isn't it? Like, the grooms, like the guys, they're like so hesitant. Like, we got you there in your boxers.
Yeah,
Like, guys do not want to be in front of a camera in their boxers. Like, most guys anyway. So it is quite funny to see that. And they're like, but then we use them as props. So guys, they're nervous. You're now furniture. Like, and then we'll just pose your
move the
partner on top
girls
of you.
around
Yeah.
you.
So that's quite it. Like, I do get that. But
yeah,
I think you've been in a natural environment, especially like a wedding, like people that aren't used to being in front of a camera, like, it's terrifying, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. No, it's one of my biggest fears. I don't know
Yeah.
why I started a podcast.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same for us as well.
So why should people get a boudoir shoot?
It's just about, like, all other reasons aside, like weddings, like bumps, like, if any genuine reason aside, like 30th birthday, whatever, like, you should come because of how you're gonna feel.
Yeah.
And it's looking at those pictures and, you know, seeing how you actually look. Like, people look in mirrors, people are trying on clothes, and you're standing in a changing room with a spotlight directly above your head that
it's
is
hideous,
pointing
yeah.
out, like, every imperfection
I
and
hate
flaw that you
downlights.
have.
Yeah,
That's why they
awful.
get turned off.
And
Yeah.
that's not what you look like. So when it's like when we show people the pictures of themselves on the back of the camera, like, I've not edited it, there's no wizardry, like, I've
Yeah.
literally gone and shown you the picture, and they're like, that's not me. And I'm like, that's exactly what you look like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they can't believe it because it's not the image that they have in their head. So yeah, like, and we tell everyone, like, you should come because you need to see yourself how you actually look. Like, yeah, okay, we'll
Not
push
how
it.
you see yourself.
Yeah, we'll push your bum out a bit, you know, and
But it's still you.
But it's you. That's what you
Yeah.
look like. Like, I'm not Kim Kang you up in Photoshop. Like, it's not happening.
The thing is, so many people have got such bad body image nowadays as well. So if you come and you don't like your pictures, we haven't had that.
No.
yet, touch wood. We haven't had that anyone's come and not like their pictures. So if you're not a confident person and you think, I don't like how I look, you're not losing anything even if you don't like your pictures.
Yeah.
So you can only gain from it, really, can't
Yeah.
you? So
like you say, there's too much comparison in this day and age.
Yeah.
But like I say to everyone, like for weddings and for what you guys do as well, no one has to see it.
no, exactly.
No one has to see it. We do some silly stuff at couple shoots, and it is silly.
Yeah.
But it looks great,
Yeah.
like on camera, and the final product looks great.
And it's for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
the only ones that are going to give a monkeys about your video and your photos are you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
exactly
do it for yourself
Exactly.
if nothing else, right?
And that,
Exactly.
yeah, and that's our main thing is, you know, do it for you.
Yeah.
And how are you going to feel after it? And to see yourself how you actually look.
Yeah.
Which most people never see.
Take the opportunity to
While
do
you're
that.
still young, as
Yeah.
Myra Rose would say.
I'm
Take
gonna
all the
watch
naked
Schitt's Creek now.
You
pictures.
gotta watch it,
I'm
it's
going to
hilarious.
give you a call after.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll change your life.
I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
So where can people find you to get you booked in for their boudoir shoot?
Head over to our Instagram.
Instagram, that boudoir couple. Yeah, the website has got a good mix of like all of our pictures because Instagram hates us, so can't really
Yeah.
post a lot on there. But yeah, Instagram or the website, just message. If you've got any questions, like we're literally on my phone 24/7, so just message and we'll get
Happy
back
to
to
have
you.
a phone call if it makes you feel better as well.
Yeah, we've done
We've spoken
do
to
like
people
that.
on the phone if they've got specific questions, and I think
Well,
it's
just-
good for people to
yeah.
know we're actual humans as well,
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than just
Just an account.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're
Oh.
really accessible and like super chilled out,
Yeah.
relatively normal.
relatively.
Relatively.
Yeah, what is normal?
Well, we'll make sure you get tagged in everything like we do with everyone anyway. But it's
Yeah.
been great having you on the show. I think you've given some great advice to people that could potentially, or may even not have had a thought of having a boudoir shoot.
Yeah.
So hopefully a few minds have been
Well,
changed.
nothing. At least it's been fun to be here, isn't it?
Yeah.
thanks
It's
for
definitely
having
pushed us out of our comfort zone a little
for
bit.
sure.
And it's been great getting to know you guys as
Yeah,
well.
no,
Like,
it's
it's,
been really
it's
good.
the first time
Me
we've actually
too.
ever met as well. So
Yeah.
I know.
it's been a fun one.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
But
Really
before
enjoyed
we go, is there anyone that you want to see on the podcast in the future?
it. We did speak about this, didn't
We
we?
did. We want to see our wedding singer
Fred
on the
Clark.
podcast, Fred Clark.
Fred Clark. I've
We'd
never
love
heard of
to see
Fred
him.
Clark.
He's awesome.
He plays at the Lobster Shack quite a lot. He's just like a guy and his guitar. He'll turn up probably in like a Hawaiian looking shirt and
Love
his
that.
fans. Like, he's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely
We
brilliant.
first saw him at the
The
fire
fire
station
station.
in Chatham when it was the fire station.
We
Near
went to
the
a
Tap and
bottomless
Tin.
brunch.
No, it's next
next
to
door.
the Tap and Tin, that's
Yeah,
it.
we went for a bottomless brunch, didn't we?
And he was there playing.
While we were getting seriously pissed up.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant.
We was
And then
requesting
we bought his
songs.
CD and was like, yeah, we're gonna have you at our wedding. I don't know if was we engaged then?
Huh?
Was we engaged at that point?
I'm not even sure. if
No,
we
I'm
were
not
or
even
not,
sure.
but
Really-
We knew as soon as we
really
saw
nice.
him, he was like, we're having you at our
We'll be
wedding.
seeing you again.
Yeah, and then we booked him.
Yeah, he's a
Awesome.
cool guy and he's brilliant, really talented. So
Yeah.
Send us
Get
his
Fred
info and
Clark.
we'll
Yeah.
shoot him a message and
Yeah.
I'll get a Hawaiian shirt. to
Fred,
match
if you
as
watch
well.
this bit, get on here. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. We'll talk about jean shorts ripping and bum holes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There you
random
go.
stuff. But yeah, it's been great having you on the show, and yeah, everyone go follow and see the awesome stuff that you
Yeah.
guys do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
cheers for
us.
having us.
Yeah.